Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of 3BQ. In today's episode, pulled pork. That's right, Uncle Harry. Today we're going to show you the most amazing video on how to make the best pulled pork. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stick around so you don't miss anything. Here we are with our pork butt that we got from Old Redneck Alonia Province. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on how to pick a pork butt because we're just doing this for pulled pork in the family. We're not doing any competition. But I will say look for this muscle right here. This is the money muscle. The more marbled and the more pronounced this section of the pork butt is, the better overall quality of meat. Plus, the more money muscle that you have, the higher it is on the hog. With that being said, let's get this package open and get going. Finally had some gloves. Whoa. I'm just going to cut the package open like this. I like to leave it in a little bowl so a lot of the juices stay in the package as we throw it away. And I'm not just throwing this on the floor. I got a trash can right here. And I'm just going to give this a once over and look for any bone fragments or anything that may catch my eye. You've heard people say if you don't eat it, you might as well cut it off now. So this section right here, if you want to look at this, there's a vein, big old nasty vein here, and also I think there's a gland down in here. Then I want to cut that out. So we're going to go ahead and cut that out now. I'm not going to cut any of this fat cap off. Some people cut all this off, some people score it. I'm just going to leave it alone. And I'll explain why later. So this butt looks pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our dry brine process. And what I do is I just take kosher salt and sprinkle a layer all over.
Your hand is contaminated.
That's right, Uncle Harry. That's why we wear gloves. And that's also why you may have seen some other barbecue chefs wearing one glove. It's so they can remember one dirty hand and one clean hand. But let's be honest, some of those guys I've seen cross-contaminating. So we don't wear one glove just because we're late 80s children and we're paying tribute to Michael Jackson. We do it for food safety. So let me take this glove off. Let's go ahead and apply our kosher salt to the butt. And don't be afraid to put a little bit of kosher salt on this butt. It's a big piece of meat and it can handle the salt. So I'm just going to take this here, put a good coat on our pork butt. And remember, this is my dirty hand so I can touch the meat with this one. And you want to get your salt all over your pork butt. This is what we call dry brine. After we get all this salt on, we're just going to take this, we're going to put it in the fridge for an hour. And we'll see you back here then. So here we are. Our butt's chilled in the fridge for an hour. And as you can see, most of the salt's dissolved, and it's also pulled moisture out of the butt, causing it to sweat. Now, this will allow us not to use any binders, but if you want to use binders, knock yourself out. You can use mustard, you can use Worcestershire sauce, you can use olive oil. I just prefer not to. So I'm going to start out with another layer of salt. After the salt, we want to go with black pepper. And again, don't be afraid to season. It's a big cut of meat. It can handle it. Now, if you want to, you can take all these seasonings like some guys do, mix them all together, and then apply it all at once. But I'm a layers guy. I like to apply it in layers. After the pepper, we went ahead and added garlic. Now we're going to do some onion. Finally, we're going to follow that with paprika. You just try this a couple different ways. Find what you like. Now, after we've taken the time to do all that, you want to go and you want to pat your seasoning on. We spend all this time to make sure that it looks good, and if you rub it, what you do is you create concentrated areas of the seasoning. That's the last thing we want to do. We're going to go ahead and season the rest of this up, put her back in the fridge, go fire up the pit. We'll see you then. Generally, it takes me about an hour to get the charcoal lit, get the pit up to temp and stabilize. We're going to run these butts around 235, so I like to get the pit up to about 250, and then we'll just manage it down from there. So some people, they want to season their butts the night before. Maybe they'll inject them. Maybe you'll season it just like I do right before you throw it on the pit. Go ahead and experiment around, figure out what you like best, and go from there. So we're going to go ahead and get the butts, and we're going to throw them on the pit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and open the lid now. Go ahead and put our butts on. I put my butts on fat side up. You can put yours on fat side down if you want, or you can put them on fat side up. Go ahead and experiment, figure out what works best for you. Alright, I'm going to close this lid, and I won't open it again for 5 hours. Okay, here we are back at our pit. It's been about 5 hours, and we've been maintaining a temperature of about 235, running straight pecan. So I'm going to open the lid, and I'm going to spray it here with a little bit of Better Than Your Mom's pork spritz, version 3.0. And I'm also going to insert one of the probes that I've been using on the grate to monitor the temp. I'm going to put it in one of the butts so we can start monitoring the internal temperature. So let's take a look. Oh yeah, those look nice. Bark's nice and set, real good looking. So and when you spritz, some people prefer to spritz, some people don't. Again, it's a matter of your opinion, what you want to do. Experiment, try different combinations of stuff in the spritz. Like we said, this is version 3.0 of our spritz. Top secret stuff. What you can do is you can spray every hour if you want, every 20 minutes. I'm probably going to go about every hour. So, and the probe here, we're just going to stick it in this big one here. And our bone, we want to make sure when our probe goes in that we only go to about the center of our pork butt, and the temperature reads from this section right here. So push that in. You might watch that because you may squirt some juice out, and I can tell that's not even close because it's pretty tough still, but we got her about in the center there. Push this back in, close the lid. We're going to keep maintaining that temperature. Alright, we're going to maintain our temperature at around 235. We're going to go to about an internal temperature of 165 on the pork butts. When it gets to 165, I'm going to let it go for another hour, and then we're going to wrap. We'll see you back here when we start to wrap.
But I wanted to talk to you guys about something that happened in the last video and also something that happened in this video. If you'd like to earn a free shout out, just go ahead and go back to the last video where we did best mods, and you're going to look for a mistake that I made in there. And then also in this video, I've made a mistake. It's pretty obvious. So if you guess the mistake, leave it in the comments, and then I'll give you a shout out in our next video. Okay, we've reached the point in our cook where it's time to wrap. You can do this at any temperature. You can do this at 145, 165, 185, or you can just pick a color of the bark that you like and wrap then. What wrapping does is it allows us to cook faster, and it also helps us maintain and keep that fat and juices that are rendering off. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this and get to wrapping. Be careful when you pull this out. You'll get juices and stuff possibly spraying out at you. Just going to take this first one here. Now I've got 2 layers of aluminum foil here. And you can wrap this however you like, but this is just the way I like to do it. And I use 2 layers because we don't want any holes. We want to save all the juices. So I just roll that down like that. Roll this up. I'm going to grab this other one. So that's part of the reason why we didn't worry about cutting that fat cap off. We want that fat cap, and we want that fat to render down, and we want those juices for when we pull the pork and we'll separate it. But I'll show you that later. Another thing I do is I grab a grate like this, and I just put it in there on that grate. Sorry, my timer's going off. I put it in there because I don't want any holes in my aluminum foil, because again, we want to capture. And see, I got a hole there, so we'll have to rewrap that one. We'll put it right back in the same spot. Close that lid while we get some more foil out so I can rewrap this one with another layer. That little tiny hole right there, all our juices would have ran out and we'd have lost it all. They feel really nice and tender already. I'm going to go ahead and insert the probe back in. And I only want to do this once. Put it in one spot and leave it. The fewer holes you have in your meat and foil, the better. There we go. Alright. We're going to let this go until it hits about 198, then we'll pull it off and we'll get back with you then. Hey everybody, just wanted to let you know I'm back. Lost my cameraman. He went to a gun show, so I'm not responsible for anything I say because my don't say that dad, it's stupid meter is gone. But we're getting really close to pulling off the pork butts. I can show you the temperatures here real quick. I'm going to let these go a little longer, probably around a 200 degree mark, 202. And then we'll pull them off the pit. And I'll take them inside and I'll have the the next camera shot set up when we're inside and I'm opening the foil. So here's a look at the temperature gauge now. Pit's running at, there we go. Pit's running right at, well, that sinking glare. You can see it. Pit's running at 225. Internal temperature of the big butt is 194. So we're getting real close. Let's see you next time in the kitchen. Okay, here we are. We got the butts inside. I'm going to go ahead and let them rest covered like this for about 30 minutes. Make sure you set a timer. This is a pretty important step. You know, patience is the key to good barbecue. So you want to let these set like this for 30 minutes covered, and then after that I'll pop them open a little bit and let them set for another 30 minutes. Several different things you can do here again too to experiment with. You can open them up right away and let them set there like that for an hour. You can do what some people do, burp them kind of, you know, you open them for about 10 minutes until the steam stops coming out, and then you close them back up. I like to go 30 minutes like this and then open them up and go another 30 minutes. And you just do what you want to do. I don't think there's a right way to do it, but you know, knock yourself out. See you in 30 minutes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. So we're going to open these up a little bit, take a look at them. I'm going to be careful because they will be juicy. This is why I put them in this pan also. Oh yeah, see that steam coming out of there? That's good, that's what we want. Oh yeah, look at this one here. Woo, look at all that juice. Alright. Go ahead and bring that camera over here so you can take a look at this. And I'm happy with the way it is. And can't wait for it to cool down a little bit more. Pull it apart, have some pulled pork sandwiches, some pulled pork tacos, all kinds of leftovers. I'm standing in the light, but look here, all that liquid there, that's that rendered fat that we kind of want to see to help keep our barbecue pulled pork nice and moist. So we'll let these set for a little bit longer. Pull that aluminum foil out and get to shredding. So that's going to do it for this episode of 3BQ where we did pulled pork. I want to thank you for joining us. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. We really need your guys' support. Comments help push us to the top of the search. So even if you just leave a hello, great job, any questions that you have, we'll be more than happy to answer them. Please look forward to our next video. Hit the bell icon, that way you know when it's coming. And we thank you. Have a blessed day. One more thing, everybody. I forgot to mention. I want to let you know we don't have any sponsors. No one pays us for anything that we mention or show on the film. But I did want to tell you guys about this little bit right here. I think it's a pretty cool bumper sticker. It's from BigBurnerBarbecue.com. You know, go check them out. It's www.bigburnerbarbecue.com. And you know, I seen this guy on Facebook and I thought, man, what a really cool sticker. So I just messaged him and he sent me this sticker. So he gets a free shout out on the video. So Uncle Harry's going to tell you a little bit more about another group that he has. So please go check him out. Have a good day.
Hello? Hey, is this thing on? Oh. Hi. My name is Uncle Harry. Make sure you go check out Barbecue Rubs, Sauces, and Injections on Facebook. We'll go ahead and we'll put the link in the description. So this group is for people listing barbecue rubs, sauces, and injections. You can find out about new products, recipes, competitions, all things barbecue. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and if you have any answers to questions, make sure you're nice. Don't be afraid to put pictures of your barbecue pits and any other things like your barbecue smoking. We love to see pictures of briskets and also new smokers. So please join the group. Make sure you share your photos and answer and ask questions. You're gonna love it. Okay, I'm done. Hey, I said I'm done.